I'm in Paris with Dominique Reiniche, President of UNESDA. Dominique, this is your second time as President of UNESDA, the first time being in 2005, and during that presidency the commitments were achieved. Tell us a little bit more about what was achieved back then and the importance of the commitments.
Hello Bill, I'm very pleased to have this conversation with you. Yes, it's very interesting that you are asking about our past commitments, because I think these will be used as learnings also for the future. And I think what we have pioneered with these commitments back in 2006 already, time flies, is we have taken a very innovative approach of taking voluntary commitments throughout our industry. And I think that we have started the right way, because before taking these commitments, we have first listened. We have listened to the consumers, we have listened to the various stakeholders in order to get the right insights. And I think this was also the innovative part of the approach, which was listening comes first. It's the first thing to do. You have to be sure you understand what you are supposed to act upon. And so when we listened to consumers, for instance, we knew that they were interested by their dietary choices. And that's why UNESDA, right from the beginning, has been strongly participating to the Food and Drink Europe initiative of pushing GDA as a voluntary nutritional labeling scheme. And of course, it's a broader scheme than just for UNESDA and for our sector, but we were the first one to apply it across Europe, really making a difference. And I think this was really also a pioneering initiative. The other one, if I think of other people we listen to, is mums. Mums, they told us very clearly that they wanted to educate their children without us interfering. And so with UNESDA, and I must say it was not only UNESDA in Brussels, it was with the help of all national associations who have been critical in the success of this commitment, we have pushed a responsible marketing to children commitment, which was about not advertising to children below 12, which was also about broadening the choice of beverages we were going to offer, including mid-cal and low-cal options, and also getting out of primary schools and offering more choice in secondary schools. And again, I think it was a first, and I like it that UNESDA creates a lot of first-time ever initiatives. So, these are two, I think, very interesting examples.
And how has the industry evolved with those commitments in the intervening years?
Even before talking about the evolution, because you're right that this is a fast evolving landscape, I would like to go back to the basics, because the basic of our commitments was that we had accepted to be measured by third parties, independent third parties, and publicize our results and our progress to the European Commission and also on our website. So what I have to say is, during these past 6 years, we have kept our word, our promise, and we have published everything, including when we were not 100% compliant, and of course we have taken action to course correct. So we have walked the talk. Now, as you were alluding to, it's a fast evolving landscape. So what we have done too is continue to listen and listen to the changes. And we have seen that in terms of advertising to children, for instance, people were not fully happy of our definition of a 50% maximum audience of children does it. So they want more demanding. And this has pushed us to define a new threshold at 35% only of children. The program is already characterized as a mostly children-targeted program. People have also told us our children more and more are looking, even when they are very young, to the internet, and they are connecting with social media. And so we have also accepted to extend our commitment beyond television, print, posting to internet and social media, and we have adapted for that our methodology. We've done it.
So in terms of making a positive contribution to a healthy lifestyle, how has the industry evolved during that last 6 years? What have been the big wins?
We have had, I would say, two major wins, and of course a lot of other positive impacts. But if I have to focus on two wins, the first one I would mention is, frankly, the positive knock-on effect we have had with our initiatives. And let me illustrate what I mean by that. You know, after we have, for instance, committed to responsible marketing to children, we have been followed by many other sectors, and for us it's a great reason for pride, because we are setting the example to do good in society. And other companies have, for instance, pledged with the WHO. This has also extended throughout the world, and the same has happened to the GDA nutritional labeling scheme, and it was not obvious to begin with. And when you think that this has extended to Latin America, to Australia, you know, it's very very impressive, to Southeast Asia. I think, you know, Europe setting the pace is very interesting, especially in these days. So we should continue, that's for sure. We have had another big win, which is, frankly, pushing everybody to accelerate the development of the variety and choice in the portfolio. So diversifying the portfolio of beverages we are offering, be it with smaller packages, different packages, lower calorie options. This has been, frankly, a big period of very quick innovation for our industry. And also using, for instance, intense sweeteners and also the new ones like stevia to push further. We have been able to develop and grow the beverage sector without expanding the calories. In our case, Coca-Cola, just to briefly mention, because I know the specific numbers, in the last 10 years, we have actually decreased our calorie in the market by 10%, you know, whilst growing the business. So, and I know many others are trying to do the same, and we will continue. Very important.
So what's next for UNESDA and the sector in demonstrating that it listens to and takes action ahead of legislation?
We have started by listening to our key stakeholders. And I think if we listen to society today, there are two major topics that emerge for our beverage sector. The first one, we have to acknowledge that the obesity pandemic is continuing in Europe, and that, of course, nutritionists, parents, public governments, etc., are concerned, and rightly so, by this trend. We also know it's a very complex, multifactorial issue, and we know we can play a role. We have already done it with the previous commitments. If I'm told it's not enough, I would really admit it, and I would say we have to move further. We have to continue showing the way. So I think this will be undoubtedly so a key priority for my presidency. Another one is that although we know that quality and safety of our ingredients and of our beverages is at the center of everything we do, and it's a priority for all industries and all companies within our sector. When we listen, we discover and we hear that the perception around the quality and safety of our ingredients is not where it should be. So here too, we have to take action, mainly so around the perception of it, to recreate trust, to ensure that consumers have the right understanding about what our products stand for. So we have to have a stronger voice, we have to support science, we have also to support public authorities, because, you know, I'm struck by the fact that even though EFSA has recently reaffirmed very clearly the total safety of caramel and aspartame, the rumors on the internet, on social media continue. So here we have to take action. It's not easy, it's rather new for us. We have to have a voice.
Two questions to conclude. One, where does the European industry stand in terms of its economic importance? And finally, what's your key agenda for your 2-year presidency? What are you hoping to achieve?
We are lucky enough to have a very innovative and important and growing sector. This beverage sector is fascinating because it's deeply rooted, when you think about it, in the agricultural and industrial fabric of Europe. It's also part of the everyday life of European citizens, because it offers very enjoyable drinks for a very affordable price, which is very important in the current context of Europe. All this generates a very positive economic impact that is not well known enough, by the way. I think we should work on it. I can tell you, because we just measured it for our own Coca-Cola impact across Europe, we generate more than 30 billion euros of added value all across our European supply chain. And we are also associated with about 600,000 jobs, be it in agriculture, in distribution, in logistics, in agencies, etc., etc. So it's enormous, and it's absolutely needed, this type of dynamism, with the current European situation, where we need to recreate more growth, we need to create jobs, especially also for our children, for them to have hope in the future of Europe. So it's tremendously important, and I think we will turn it into an action point and a priority for my presidency. Another priority will be, and you won't be surprised, about reinforcing and continuing our involvement in the health and nutrition space, continuing to offer more solutions, continuing to help consumers and citizens lead a more active and balanced lifestyle, and very importantly, continue to inspire other sectors, other stakeholders to do the same, because it has to be a collective achievement. It's a big task, and we have to unite as many people as possible. In the same way as in UNESDA, we are working hand in hand between, Brussels and all the national associations who have been absolutely critical in the successes we have reached so far.
Well, may I wish you every luck with your 2 years as president of UNESDA.
Thank you very much, Bill, and talk to you soon.